I've lost some really close people in my life. They haven't died, but honestly, they might as well have. Just because I don't feel their presence in this world anymore. Like, I don't feel that attachment you feel to these people that you could define as soulmates. These friendships that are supposed to be forever friendships. It's detached, you know? And just slowly over time, everything started becoming a little fuzzy. And I remember my best friend at the time, when I was living with her, came up to me and she was like, everything feels like a dream. Like, everything out in this world feels like a dream, but when I'm asleep, that's when things feel real to me. And she's like, do you know what I mean? And I was like, no, I didn't get it. I didn't know what she meant. And it's really ironic, post us, that I now understand, that I now totally, completely get it. I just decided when I turned on the camera that I was going to talk about this stuff, and I didn't know I had all of this to say. So it's kind of weird to be eating lunch in the middle of this conversation. I want to tell her. I understand now. Something happened when I left Tucson for the second time in my life, and I said goodbye to all of my close friends that I have left, and I cried a lot, and I missed them a lot. And then the next day I went to Phoenix to say goodbye to those friends, and just nothing. I felt nothing. Everything was gone. I felt calm, but like not in a good way. I just like, I didn't care about anything. I didn't feel anything. And I was like, well, this will probably like change. I'm gonna see Amy in LA, and I'm gonna spend like a few days with her, and then I'm gonna say bye to her, and I'm gonna miss her so much, and all my feelings will come back when I'm on the plane on my way to Japan. And then I got on the plane, I said bye to Amy, nothing. And I felt really bad because I wanted to cry, I wanted to feel so sad because it was a sad thing, and I just couldn't feel anything. And I felt really guilty about that for a really long time. And I even talked to Amy about it like the night before I left, and she was like, you don't look nervous, you don't seem sad at all, you don't seem excited. And I was like, Amy, I don't feel anything, if I'm being honest. And that just like kept on for a really long time, and I just didn't feel anything at all. Slowly but surely, some of my emotions have come back, and you guessed it, sadness is the first one to show its face. Do you remember when Inside Out came out? I watched that with this boy. He came over and we fell asleep for a little bit, and I woke up and I started crying because he had to leave. And that wasn't why I was crying exactly, but it was like he was leaving and all this happy, sad stuff is like a really awful full circle, and all these emotions, and just like I knew that this was the last time that I was ever gonna see him like this, that the last time I was ever gonna like fall asleep next to him like that, and kind of like the last time this is stupid. Okay, see what I mean? Emotions, sadness being like the only emotion that comes back. I knew that that was the last time we were ever gonna be together like that, in that way, because we had already kind of like split up at that point. It was kind of just like one more time, one for the road, you know. And it was just like a really sad night and a really weird realization. And he had like asked me why I was crying, and I told him that we weren't gonna see each other anymore, and he was like, no, I'm gonna get a job and we can see each other more. And I was like, we both know that's bullshit. And there's like a lot of things in my life that it's really confusing, and everything's still kind of hazy. And I was watching American Gods, and Shadow goes, everything feels like a dream. None of this feels real. And Wednesday replies, what a beautiful, beautiful thing to be able to dream when you aren't asleep. These things have been on my mind and bugging me and making me sad, and these people who are gone, and some of them are still kind of around, but they're not, you know, and that's difficult. And I think that all kind of just comes with the territory of growing up and being an adult. The fact that like your friends who are your friends will stay your friends, but nothing will ever be how it was. You won't live down the street from them. You won't call them for hours on end. I still do that sometimes, but everyone's busy, and it's really hard to like make time to even make a phone call to someone because you know it's gonna last for hours because you haven't talked in so long. Thanks for having lunch with me. I want to watch Gilmore Girls now because that's what I'm watching right now. So the bottom line here is that I'm going to Tokyo, and I'm hoping that I'll feel more alive there than I felt. I think I'm objectively really happy about like where I'm at in my life-ish, even though I've said before, I kind of feel like I'm at a standstill here. I'm trying my hardest to work on personal projects that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and just, you know, try to like sleep enough and drink enough water and walk places and talk to people and learn languages that I never thought I'd fully learn, and just live my life and not feel the pressure that I have to do something. Even though it's always in the back of my mind, there's this pressure that I have to be doing something more than I'm doing, even though I moved across the world to pursue one of my dreams from my childhood. That's a thing. I'm just gonna keep going, keep making art. I apologize for this video being long, but again, these are my diaries, essentially. And if you know me, I am very nostalgic, and I am very into documentation of my life. You should read my actual journals. Actually, you shouldn't. Those would be embarrassing. Anyways, I'm gonna go because I have to finish this, and I have to turn on the fan because it's hot. Okay, so we'll see you later. Bye-bye.